The night was dark, and the rain fell hard on the road. I got into a taxi that looked like it could stop at any moment. The car was old, the seats were torn, and the driver's face looked so tired. But then I noticed something strange. His shoes were too neat for a poor man. His eyes were sharp, like someone who had seen the world. And the way he looked in the mirror made me feel like he was hiding something big. That driver was John. Everyone in town thought he was just a poor taxi driver. Nobody knew the truth. John woke up every day before sunrise and drove his old taxi until night. Passengers laughed at him. Some refused to pay him. Others told him he would never become anything in life. But John never argued. He just smiled and kept driving. What the town didn't know was that John was rich. Very rich. He owned houses and land in another city. His father had left him a lot of wealth before he died. But John had one fear. He didn't want to marry a woman who loved his money. He wanted someone who loved his heart. So he hid his riches and lived as a taxi driver. One evening, John's car broke down in front of a small food shop. A young woman named Mary came out to help. She held an umbrella over him while he tried to fix the engine in the rain. Nobody had ever cared for him like that before. From that night, John started to eat at Mary's shop. He always ordered the cheapest meal, sometimes just rice or beans. But Mary never laughed at him. She served him with a smile, like he was important. Slowly, they became close friends. But Mary's father did not like John. He told her, "Don't waste your time with a poor driver. He has nothing to give you." The whole village agreed. Many people mocked Mary. Some women even said, "Why choose a taximan when you can marry someone better?" Still, Mary did not leave him. She always said, "A good heart is better than money." Then one night, something happened. Mary was at home when a thief broke into the house. She screamed for help, but the neighbors were too afraid to come. The thief held a knife. Mary's life was in danger. Just then, John rushed in. He fought the thief with his bare hands. The fight was long and hard, but John was strong. He pushed the thief down and tied him up until the police came. That night, Mary's father saw the truth. The man he had called useless was the one who saved his daughter's life. A few days later, John called Mary and her family together. He looked them in the eye and said, "I must tell you the truth. I am not just a taxi driver. I have riches, I have houses, and I have land. But I lived like this because I wanted to find a woman who would love me for who I am, not for what I own." The family was shocked. Mary's father could not say a word. The same man he rejected was richer than everyone in the village. John turned to Mary and said, "When I had nothing, you still stood by me. You are the woman I want to marry." The wedding was the biggest the village had ever seen. Drums played, people danced, and food filled every table. Mary wore a white dress, and John wore fine clothes for the first time in our town. Everyone who once mocked him now sang his name. John and Mary started their life together, full of joy and respect. And I still remember the first night I got into his taxi. The car was old, but the man inside carried a secret that changed everything. Sometimes, the people who look poor are the ones who carry the greatest treasures.